All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, episode 6. We got the editors.
We got the editors, yes. The
good and bad.
Yeah, the yin and the yang. Yes, we have both
Positive
sides
and negative
of the same coin.
Yep, that's right. And even if your editor despises you, if they're a good editor, well then, that's all there is to it. Nothing more to be said.
Yep, the relationship is quite simple in that case.
That's right, professional.
Professional. And also just as simple as the relationship that Nozaki has with Miyako Yukari.
That's
another neighbor, mangaka. So no, Sakura, there's no reason to worry there.
Nope, not at all.
Our boy Nozaki does not have it in him to have any desire for anyone in that kind of way.
Yeah, if he hasn't been able to pick up on any of the signals that you've been giving him, then, do you really have anything to worry about at all?
Yeah.
Other than that?
Exactly. In that respect, he's hopeless.
Yeah.
Now, maybe there's hope for you, but for Nozaki...
We will have to see.
Yes. Will this brick be capable of
crumbling?
Of thought eventually, It is possible,
hey,
but scientists don't hold out hope.
Even potatoes can theoretically run computers. So
it's true. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
最近疲れてるみたいだし、ヒーリング効果がありそうな音楽を持ってきました。
Oh no.
確かに綺麗な声だな。
God, it's her, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
ゆずきの歌声なんだよ。
ローレライ。それは美しい声で船人を誘惑し、破滅させる魔女。
What the fuck? What?
野崎先輩、お久しぶりです。先輩はもうバスケやらないんですか？
突き指するの怖いからやだ。
堂々と情けないこと言わんでください。先輩、漫画描き始めてから変わりましたよね。中学の時はスタメンで活躍しててすごくかっこよかったのに。
Wow.
俺は今の自分の方がイケてると思うぞ。
Yeah, he's a professional.
ベータフラッシュが描けるようになった。
Oh, wow.
かっこいいの。
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
先輩知ってます？さっき暴れてた瀬尾ゆずきって人。女子バスケ部の助っ人らしいんですが、あの人が現れてからというもの、俺ら男子バスケ部は散々なんです。どんな反則も恐れずすごい勢いで突進してくるんで、もうみんな怯えちゃって、毎回最終的にはボールから逃げるのに必死なんです。
寝られないならうちに来ないか？
ゲームとか付き合ってくれるんですか？
いや、どうせ起きてるなら消しゴムかけ頼んでいい？
先輩、優しくするならちゃんと最後まで優しくしてください。
But I am.
瀬尾の歌声入れっぱなしだったのか。すまん若松、今のは気にしないでくれ。
It helped his insomnia. Yes.
Instantly.
Don't tell him. Don't ruin the illusion.
Exactly.
どうしよう。
What should you
若松の
do?
ためには渡した方がいいのか。だがこれは瀬尾の声だし、黙っているのは。
漫画のお手伝いしますから。
どうぞ。
Yeah, immediately. There you go. Yep, you got it.
Yep, just like that.
若松か。妙に元気そうだな。
はい、ずっとストレスで眠れなかったんですけど、先輩からもらったローレライさんの歌声のおかげで最近ぐっすりです。先輩、ありがとうございます。
じゃあゆずきの声がお薬になってるってこと？
そうだな。
It's a beautiful cycle.
やたらと俺ばっかり攻撃されてる気がします。
ちゃんと怒った方がい
Maybe
いぞ。
there's something
は
right
い
to that.
目が合った時にはちゃんと睨んでます。
小さいな。
でも睨みつけるだけじゃ失礼なので一応挨拶もしてます。かくなる上は
What a wholesome
先
boy.
輩
What a wholesome
先輩の
stupid
本
boy.
貸してください。俺勉強します。
What? Why?
手袋投げつけるってまさか決闘
A duel.
漫画を参考にするのはいいが、 使えるところと使えないところをちゃんと見極めろよ。
はい、わかりました。
セオ先輩へ。放課後屋上で待ってます。絶対来てくださいね。ずっと待ってます。
まさか俺の呼び出しだとは思わなかったでしょ、セオ先輩。
ああ、マジで驚いたぜ。お前丸文字書くんだな。
ずっと言おうと思っていたのですが、俺の言いたいことさすがにわかりますよね。
まあそりゃわかるって。私を呼び出して言いたいことなんて一つしかないだろ。そろそろあだ名で呼んでくれってことだな。
全然違う。何言ってるんですか。バスケですよ、バスケ部。
ああ、いつも楽しくぶつかり合ってるよな。
女子部の助っ人だかなんだか知りませんけど、いい加減こっちは迷惑してるんです。もう来ないでください。
若松だから若って呼ぶのはどうだ。
そういえば俺は少女漫画で勉強したんだった。女の人がダメージを。
Oh no!
Yep.
本当お前めんどくせえな。英子はそんなこと言わなかったぜ。
他の女の子と比べないでよ。
これだ。
Ah!
先輩はひどいです。声楽部のローレライさんだったらそんなことやります。
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Nozaki's just having an aneurysm over there.
声で歌える人なんて
Five,
思いやりにあふれて誰も傷つけない
two,
心の中が澄み切
one,
った優しくて純粋な人しかいません。
若、
はい。
もう一回頼む。
手袋
Ah!
投げるのか。このタイミングで決闘を申し込むのか。
どうぞ。
Defeated.
呼び出されていろいろ言われたんだけどさ、全部プレゼント渡すための照れ隠しだったらしい。
シャイボーイ。
Panic! Panic! Panic!
学校を休んだ野崎くんからメールが来ました。これは
Nozaki is sick.
看病イベント。
Yes.
薬持ってきたよ。
Yes. Yes, I knew that's what she would think. Yep, yep. But it's not that. It's I have a deadline. Fuck! You know?
なんてね、さすがの私も学んだよ。野崎くん、締め切り大丈夫？差し入れに済み。
Wow. No, he's actually sick.
Yeah,
So it was this show.
野崎先輩、メール見てきたんですけど。
Oh, he's texting everybody.
よ野崎、メール見てきたぞ。
Oh, this is actually really wholesome. Look at all these.
Yeah.
それより大丈夫かよ。
私たちに何かできることある？
ああ、実は明日締め切りなんだが。
Accident. Sure.
俺の代わりに寝ていてくれ。
ごめんなさい、俺不眠症なので寝られません。
そっち？
いや止めろよ。原稿をやらなきゃ。
野崎くん、こんな状態じゃ無理だよ。フラフラじゃない。
さくら、俺。
Ugh.
じゃあ改めて、背景担当の堀、3年だ。
ベタ担当のさくらです。2年です。
バスケ部1年の若松です。消しゴムかけやってます。って言っても俺全然役に立てないと思いますけど。
やべえ。初めて見
Oh
るぞ。
no.
これ。
Yep.
とりあえず貼ってみるか。
確かこのシールみたいなのを貼って切り取ればいいんですよね。
お茶入れてきましょうか。
おう。
ありがとう。
Oh no. Yeah, careful you don't cut the paper behind it.
私美術部だけどカッターってあんまり使ったことないんだよな。あ、先輩じ
Damn.
ゃないですか。
Damn.
俺さ、部活では力仕事担当なんだよ。
それが何か？
They should really pull out a chapter as reference material. Yep, that's literally what I was worried about.
Uh-huh.
先輩、と無理って言い出せない空気なんですけど。
しょうがねえ。文化部の上先輩だからな。俺らの意地見せてやろうぜ。
はい。
Oh no.
俺もトーン貼ってみたんですけど、どうでしょうか。
文化部にも上下関係あるに決まってんだろ、一年坊主。
トーンハリは1年生の仕事だよ、若松くん。
はい頑張ります。
こいつの気持ちって何なんだ。そこは鈴木のことが好きなのに素直になれず、ついひどいことを言ってしまい、落ち込みつつも他の女の行動が気になり。
どうでした？
とりあえずこいつがめんどくせえ女なのは分かった。しょうがねえな、セリフ想像してやるしかねえか。まずはヒロインだけど、自分の周りの女でもモデルに考えりゃいけるか。こういう顔するときってどんな気持ちかってことだけど。
そういえば腹減ったな。
じゃあ先輩は鈴木くんのトーン選んでください。
鈴木ってやたらとモテるイケメンだったか？
はい。
イケメンか。じゃあこれで。
ここは？
これで。鹿島だったらどんな場面でも光るぜ。
本当やバカだな。
Doting parent.
よし、大体できたな。
Yep.
寝
In his sleep. Mm-hmm.
千代子さゆり。決めた。新キャラの名前は晴海にしよう。昨日はつい弱音を吐いてしまったが、どうにか今日中にトーンを終わらせないとな。
そんな鈴木くんが。
好きだよマミコ。
私マミコ、よろしくね。鈴木くんがあんなに落ち込んで。
締め切り。
This is not shipping.
若松、ローレライの新曲だ。
ありがとうございます。そういえばこの音源どうやって手に入れてるんですか？
プライドと交換で手に入れてる。
もしかしてこれものすごく危険な裏ルートで手に入れてるものなんじゃ。
ほらよ、瀬尾の新曲ください。
気に入ったの？ゆずきの声綺麗だよね、野崎くん。
All right. Got ourselves Waka.
Yeah, Waka, the final
Waka,
character
Waka.
from the OP. And apparently, he has a problem.
He's a sports boy.
That's right.
But the thing is,
He's in proximity to Seo.
Yes, he's dealing with Seo in a way that is uniquely specific to him.
That's right.
And yet, everyone else is terrified of her, even though she consistently goes after just him, which means...
And then goes and buys him dinner and such.
Bro, I think she's just a dysfunctional girl that really likes you.
Yeah. It's like, hey, let's, you know, in this show's classic fashion, let's take a trope and then just gender swap it, and there you go, right? You know, it's not the guy who's like mean to the girl because he can't express his feelings. No.
Yeah, that's like a childhood thing.
Yeah, that's like a childhood thing.
Yeah.
And now it's just that, but it's with Seo. Yep. And then the only way he can cope, the only way he can get some respite from his insomnia and being plagued by her torment is to listen to Lorelei.
Her glorious music.
The voice of an angel.
Yes.
Lull him to sleep every night.
Which is funny here because I think Yuzuki kind of gets it. He does like her singing, and she knows that he is talking about her with regards to her singing, right?
Well,
that's
she
why
knows
she
that
said,
he's talking about her
yeah,
singing.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't care.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is, let me finish. The thing is that she's acknowledging that. She likes the fact that he's kissing up to her, basically, in those moments.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that he doesn't know that she's Lorelei.
Right. Exactly.
Necessarily.
Yeah.
She could... Maybe.
But she's also pretty clueless, so she probably thinks that this is just his roundabout way of like, I'm too shy so I can't actually say it, so I'll communicate my feelings about you by talking about Lorelei and giving you these gloves and everything, right? Because I can't actually say it about you, Seo.
Yeah, this is actually something that I found is rather interesting because it translates pretty well to real life, is that a lot of times when someone is really trying to get at a complex emotional feeling and verbalize it, it comes out through these really abstract, roundabout methods of getting to the actual point.
Yep.
But a lot of people don't absorb communication that way. It just doesn't make sense. So actually, in a lot of ways, for Seo, I mean, there's aspects of this of, you know, the if she took just pockets of what he was saying and stopped him and was like, "Chotomate," you know,
right,
this part here. So you don't like the way that I interact with the basketball team. Yes, but specifically me, you know, it's like, okay, cool. But because she never asks for, you know, clarifications to understand specific things.
Because she understands everything perfectly.
Really self-absorbed. She's really the worst girl.
Yep.
Yeah, this is exactly the way she sees it. She just heard the, "You're a goddess." Ah, yes, I am. Now can you say that again? Please?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Not the, "You've been bullying me and I've finally racked up the courage to stand up to you."
And call you out on it.
Yep.
By myself, too.
Oh, he's in love with me. Yeah. Now, to be fair, Wakamatsu didn't do himself any favors with how he set it up, right?
A love letter that is set up to be listening, where she's like, wow, okay.
Well,
I also really like that Seo is just like, this is the first time I've ever been given a gift here.
Right.
Like, are you sure it's not also the first time you've ever been given a love letter?
Might be. Wouldn't be surprised, you know, but she probably rationalizes it in her head of like, I'm too awesome for all the guys, you know, around me, right? Yeah. You know, they're just too nervous to actually like rack the courage to say something. So, hey, this guy finally does it. Cool.
God, there's so much I want to talk about the classic way in which they've taken specific character archetypes here, gender swapped them, but then also remained they took the stereotypical weakness of the character that is archetypally, you know, for a specific gender usually in romantic comedies, and they kept that the same. So it's almost like they flipped the strengths of the characters in a gender swapped kind of way typically, but then they kept the weaknesses for the specific areas there. In that respect, it's like Sakura is the one that gets nervous, you know, a lot.
Sure.
Nozaki is the one that's clueless, you know.
Well, yeah, Nozaki and Sakura are probably the two most like by the books, you know, like.
Oh no, I would say actually no. They're also flipped as well. It's just that for him, it's the thing of that he writes the super sensitive manga that he doesn't have any like actual skill at, you know, doing here. So it's like he's the mangaka that, you know, has this quiet hobby that he doesn't tell. No, he actually told everybody. No, he actually like is really popular at this, but it's not because he's actually really good at understanding romance. It's because of all these other contributing factors that lead to him somehow having a product that works really well.
Good at art, you know.
Yeah, he's just good at art. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's so many ways that they kind of flip this and have fun with it. But with this here, Seo is actually the worst.
Right.
There's no other character that comes close.
Nope.
She's so self-absorbed. She's so clueless. But not only does it kind of fill the role then of the clueless guy, if you will, having the confession from the girl at the top there with the bubbly handwriting and everything there.
And totally getting the wrong idea.
Even in there getting the wrong idea, she leans in so hard into the, okay, so we should come up with a nickname then.
Right.
While she actually has been doing her dumbass version of confessing to him by entreating him with all these little things.
And the thing is,
must be very confusing to poor Wakamatsu.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's psychological torture for him.
Right,
And yet, I wouldn't be surprised if because Seo is so self-absorbed, she doesn't even realize that she likes him.
Nope.
Like,
no, of course not.
You know, it's probably just, oh, sure, whatever. You know, and then that's why she's also predisposed to, in addition to all the things that Wakamatsu did that made it seem like, you know, it was going to be a love confession. That's why she's predisposed to think that he likes her because she likes him, and that's what she wants him, you know, to do. She wants him to like her. Yeah. And the fact that in this show, where Nozaki has kind of been like the biggest dumbass when it comes to like miscommunication for the most part, right?
For the most part,
even if he's still fairly like normal-ish, right, compared to the other characters, the fact that he is behind the stairwell area, just cringing so hard, absolutely on the floor, just can't handle what he's hearing, because he's understanding the subtext, and they're not.
Right. Now, it's because it's happening to other people. This is a classic case of where usually the thing you're most blind to are the things that are happening to you and around you.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something where it's happening in a repeated kind of simple sense. You don't actually give it as much value, but it's like, wait, why is Sakura always around you, dude? Like,
well, she likes my manga. We do good work on the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all it is. Never ask anything about that, I guess. But hey, he doesn't have any motivation to, because if he does that, she might stop, and then you're like, well, then I don't have this help with all the beta.
And who knows? At any point in this show, we could get a moment where we just go into Nozaki's perspective, and he's like, I can't ask her. I can't. I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah. Like, at any point.
You have no idea what's behind that stoic expression, right?
Yeah. It's wonderful.
But we also got the whole thing of Nozaki getting sick.
Yes.
And I love the double reversal so much.
That was such a
her being like,
bit.
yes, this is it. I can nurse him back to health and everything. But let's be real, this is Nozaki. So, it's probably just a deadline. So here we go. I've got the ink and everything. And you know what? It is a deadline. But he also was sick.
God, so I was taken through the ringer in that little bit, because I'm like, I get it. This is the sick thing there, but it's probably a deadline.
It's a great trope, by the way.
And then I'm like, wait, no, it's actually both. It is actually both, and it's
and he messaged everyone else, and they also did the same thing. Like, it's something where anytime that this show goes into like particular like tropes and romance stories and everything, I generally appreciate it a lot, because I love stuff that goes into story tropes, right?
Right.
But when it's a trope that I am particularly very fond of, then it takes it to kind of another level for me personally.
Sure.
And I do really like the whole like, the person isn't doing well, so then the other person like comes alongside them and takes care of them. I think that's just super sweet, right?
Yeah, it's really doting and
yeah, exactly. It's just wholesome wonderfulness, right? But we couldn't actually have Sakura just get a sweet moment like that. No, that'd be too easy.
Right. I also love that these were the three that were texted, meaning that he might have been telling the truth in that the text was by accident.
Right.
But it was sent to 3 people, not to literally everybody. Or we're going to find out that Mikorin just like doesn't, respond to text quickly.
He accidentally sent it to Wakamatsu instead of Mikorin or something.
Or just a thing of where Mikorin like literally like looks up, in the morning the next day and is like, Nozaki, I'm here,
right. Yeah.
Like, I'm okay now. It's like, oh, good.
No, see, the reason that they needed to do that is because if Mikorin was there, they wouldn't have had a problem with the whole filter things, because that was the one thing that Mikorin was really good at, is making everything look nice.
Yeah, that is a good point. It's one of those things where, we're a sitcom. We're a sitcom.
Exactly.
We got to have the sit for the com.
Yep. I loved that you foresaw the punchline of the joke of the, cutting through the paper, and then it's like, huh? And then he's like, I did a lot of the heavy lifting at the, in my club. It's like, wait, why is this important?
Yeah.
And it all just falls away.
Once they pulled out the like X-Acto knives, or those, what they call them, like cutters or what have you.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, I know exactly what's going to happen here. Because I've used those. I have had multiple times where I've had really bad, like near misses with those. Because when you like go and do like painting of a wall or something like that, you have to tape up the trimming.
Right.
So that it doesn't get painted with the
where
new color.
it's not supposed to, yeah.
Right. And so you have to cut the tape at a specific point so that it gets all the paint into that specific area. But one time I was using it, and it was in a kind of a cramped area and stuff like that. And my sister ends up full on like bumping into me like really hard while I have the blade in my hand.
That was how that happened?
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm like, what's the thing that bumped into me? And it just went in to this finger and out. And I didn't feel a thing. It was a suk. And I just kind of looked at it, and then I felt the goo heartbeat.
Yeah, the pulsing.
And then just blood globule just gloop. And I'm just like, whoa! Like it went so deep.
That was how that happened? Oh my god.
I can't see any markings anymore. Because this was like, 15 to 20 years ago.
Right.
But yeah, I think I was like 12 or 13. I was so angry. I was like, oh my God, you nearly killed me like this. Ah!
I just remember that because there was the big scare, but then afterwards there was like a whole lot of like, all right, you know.
The cut was so thin, like the cut was so like, you know, specific there that like I didn't even need stitches. But it was just like, okay, we've got like all the gauze, we've got all the stuff there. We're gonna hold it really tight. It's gonna be fine, you know. But it was just like blood.
Yeah. So paper, you know, it's no problem.
Yeah, it's no problem.
And I'm very curious how Nozaki undid their mistakes, because they did a really good job of trying to, like, you know, recuperate everything. But I almost get the feeling that Nozaki would have to have just redone everything from the beginning.
Yeah, he did some Diamond is Unbreakable, but like reverse shit.
Yeah,
he, like,
exactly.
Disassembled everything. He attack rushed it with his manga skills, and then just completely reversed it.
Yeah. But like this episode, I feel like is a wonderful example of just why I love this show, because the scene on the rooftop with Seo and Wakamatsu, it's something.
Lighting.
Yeah, and the lighting.
Same lighting that they used with Seo and Nozaki in the hallway that one time.
Yep. And just how you can track with the logic for the convoluted logic for all of the characters involved, right?
Yeah.
And it just ends up being hilarious. Like the fact that he like gives her the gloves, and you can tell that like, yes, he wants to like issue a challenge, but the thing is that he's not going to
scared to actually throw them at her.
Well, and he doesn't know if that would be proper, right? You know, so he just sort of hands her the gloves, thinking this will,
because he listened to Nozaki and he's like, I want to take from the manga what's actually applicable. So he did listen.
Yep. But you know, it's just.
Yeah. And he turned this into an awkward, like, friendly, like, exchange of sorts.
That
but never
could
got
seriously
any
be seen as a love confession.
Oh yeah, I think it could. I think
like,
I think what it looks like from Seo's perspective is a very frazzled guy,
right? That
really likes her. This is her perspective, by the way. Completely not even close to reality.
Yep.
Likes her a lot. Starts talking about all this random bullshit, you know, just stuff that's nonsense here. But it's showing,
chase, you know?
It's showing that he's flustered about this whole thing.
Right.
And then he ends up giving her a gift after having sent the letter. So from her perspective, there was letter.
That looked like a love letter.
It looked like a love letter. And then God,
here you go.
Here's these mittens, and she's just like, yes, clearly that was wonderful. Now say that again, and I only got the goddess. You know,
he very well might be in love with Lorelai. Is the thing?
No, he is.
Yeah,
he literally said.
Oh yeah,
basically he's in love with Lorelai.
Right.
Yeah,
and then it's just the
Now, obviously, what she's going to eventually do, you know, regardless of whether the anime will end up covering this, she's gonna be like, I can use this.
Well, or just the whole thing of like, if he finds out, will they just start dating for real? But then, if he does find out, who would it be from? Would it be from some like external, you know, third party?
Yeah, it's just Sakura, just casually being like, "Oh, this is a great thing from Seo here,"
and then his mind is broken.
He's like, Seo must be the one that deals in the music for Lorelai. She's Lorelai's manager. It's like pictures of Spider-Man, you know.
Right.
You can just see walking like, I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, pictures of Lorelai. You know, it's like, but don't you know she hates taking pictures? Like, of course, she's not so egotistical that she would want her image plastered around everywhere.
Right.
She's just a glorious angel that depicts her voice for those the weary souls that need.
Yeah, definitely not egotistical at all.
Not at all. No.
Right.
No.
Yeah. And then if he like asked her about it, like, why didn't you tell me? I thought you already knew, dude. You know? Yeah. So
he's gonna hear her voice practicing in the school. He's like, I have that voice, and he chases after her, and he goes to her room, and she's finished singing, and she's like sitting down and doing like warm ups.
And it's just like, he's like, where'd she go?
Where did she go? Like Lorelai, she was here. Did you hear?
Yeah, and then maybe she even plays along and is like, yeah, she's not here anymore. You know, she's only here for a bit.
Right. And he's like, all right. Do you know which way she went?
Right. I will wait. I will wait for her to come back. You know.
He just sits here, and she's just like.
Yeah. Like, and so this is another reason why I absolutely love the dub voice actress for Seo.
And to catch you all up to speed, I have now watched I think 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, something like that.
Of the dub, and Yuzuki Seo is incredible in the dub. Oh my god.
It's just
so
yeah, you know. Yeah.
she's fantastic.
So well, when we watch through this episode, it'll be great to just see how you like that voice with this scene.
Yeah, and I have to hear Wakamatsu's emotional pleading. Like it's gonna be something else. Yep. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.